Hello everyone. Today's class is on industrial design. Are you able to see my presentation? Hello, so welcome everyone. Today's class is on industrial design. As we have covered patents before, industrial design is just another IP, right? Another type of IP. Okay, so we will move on. Just let me know whether my slides are changing or not. So first of all, what is industrial design? Industrial design relates to the appearance of an article. Just the way when I was taking the patent classes, I told you that patent will be available for invention, the working of that product or some process. The working of that thing will be important when you apply for a patent. But in case of industrial design, the working of that thing does not depend whether you will get the design right or not. Here, just the aesthetic appearance of the article will be important for industrial design application. So this is the difference between patent and industrial design. Patent will be for the working of that product. Industrial design will be just the outer appearance of that product. It has nothing to do with the working or the functionality of the article. Article means product, just a product. So as I said, industrial design relates to the appearance of an article resulting from lines, colors, or ornamentations of the article, just the way how it looks from the outside. The appeal to a naked eye, the appeal it makes, that is the overall funda of industrial design. So it can be a 3D structure, a 3D feature of an article. For example, a shape of an article. On your right, you can see there is a round tail bike. So the whole thing of the whole shape of the bike, it can be registered as industrial under industrial design. Then it can be 2D features also. For example, patterns and lines and colors. Just on the right, you can see some patterns that's maybe on the textile, some clothes or something like that. So those are 2D patterns, some lines and colors and drawings. With that also, you can apply for industrial design rights. So it can be 2D or 3D. Why protect industrial design? What is the why is it important that we need to protect industrial design? First of all, the appearance of a product. I just said that appearance will be important in case of industrial design, not the inner functionality. So the appearance of a product can be a key factor in the consumer's purchase decision. So when a buyer, a consumer goes to the market, or maybe if you are buying something online and you are scrolling over some of the products, similar kind of products, then you go for that product that appeals to your eye. So you look for something that has got a nice outlook. So you look for that. So basically, the success and failure of a product may depend upon how it looks like. So as I said, the appearance of a product can be a key factor in the consumer's purchase decision. So you may decide based on the fact how it looks like on your screen, or maybe you are taking it offline. So at least, I mean, if not fully, but at least partially, it will depend upon the look of the product. Therefore, to successfully commercialize a product, an enterprise or a company generally invests time and money to innovate, develop, and create products that has got new or original designs. So if one Samsung mobile, the Galaxy outlook is exactly similar to the iPhone one, then it might get very confused. They don't do that. They make it completely different. When you see the iPhone from far away, even if you don't see the iPhone logo, the Apple logo, you can understand this is an iPhone and this is a Galaxy, even if you don't see the Samsung logo. Guys, please don't send me any request for annotation. I'm going to decline it. Thank you. Okay, so I hope up to here it is clear that the look of an article will be very important when the consumer buys the product. So in order to do that, in order to make that product appealable to the eyes of the consumer, the companies generally invest their time and money in their R&D and develop something, a product that is completely new or original. There is a quote that was available in Times Magazine. The quote is that when companies are competing at equal price and functionality, design is the only differential that matters. So if similar kinds of products are there that works similarly and whose prices are similar, then the consumer will only go for the article that has got a better appeal to the eye. So design is, in that case, is very important. What is the of registration, design registration? First of all, it gives exclusive right to apply design to the article in the class in which design is registered. So about the class, I should mention, maybe I have not covered it in the slides, but just the way the patent, when you apply for a patent, and there will be some classification system for a patent, the same thing will be available in case of industrial design also, in case of trademarks also. Those will be called as design classes. So in which class the design will be applied, the design will be registered under that class only, not under all the classes. And registration will give you better protection. And if you have got the grant, if you have got the registration, then you can sue also other people who have not got your right and they are using your article that has got the registered design right. So you can sue all these people for piracy of your design. And then you can license out also your design as a legal property for consideration, or you can get royalty also for that. So on your right, you can see, first of all, it helps obtain return on investment. What are the basic benefit of getting design registration? It helps to obtain return on investment. So whatever you have invested, the company has invested while doing the R&D to bring out better product, better looking product, that when they sell it and when the market is happy about the outlook, so they get the return on their investment, right? Then it provides exclusive rights also to the owner that has got the design registration. Then it facilitates marketing and commercialization, obviously, and is a revenue generator. So these are basically all the benefits of design registration. What kind of products can be registered for design? There are so many products. Whatever you see, wherever you are right now listening to this talk, wherever you are, whatever you see around you, the outlook of the product can be applied under the industrial design, provided the fact that this is new. This is not exactly like another product. In that case, it can definitely be applied under industrial design. So on this page, you can see that these are just some of the examples. For example, if you are thinking about luxury items, so any watch, the design, outer design of the watch, the necklace, any kind of jewelry, it just doesn't need to be necklace, any kind of jewelry, any kind of dresses, there is just a dress example, any kind of dress also you can apply for the design registration. On your right, I have given one example. This is taken from Sabyasachi website, because he applies for a lot of design registration for the designer dresses that he makes. So for people, if you are not from India listening to it, Sabyasachi is a famous designer in India, and he has got a wide range of ethnic collections. Ethnic means, well, like Indian attire collections. So here, these things are from Rajasthan. So here, all these dresses along with the jewelry, all these things, they have applied for the registration in India. So these are example of luxury items. So you can think about any watch, any jewelry, any dresses. And if you can think about some other items like luxury, other items, maybe some bottle of perfume, the bottle, outer shape of the bottle, things like that. So whatever you can think of, any luxury item, that you can go for design registration. This is for medical devices. As I said, whatever you see sitting right now around you, the outer appearance of every such article can be registered under industrial design, provided that it is new and original. So on this page, you can see there are a few examples of medical devices. For example, the oximeter, taking the oxygen saturation level in your body, and then the BP meter, blood pressure monitor, and then the right one, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe the BP meter, I can see 117 by 79. So all these things, the outer appearance of these things are generally industrial design. These are design protected. And on the next one, the next information, that is actually I have taken it from the IP India, that is the Intellectual Property India website. So what they do on every Friday, they have some they bring out their journal, patent journal. So in that patent journal, the design registrations are also given. The last part of the journal is called design part. So in the design part, if you can see, if you can right now, if you can go through the, if you can go to the IP India website, you can open the journal, and there you can see the design registration. So just like that, I went to the last published design journal, and there I was searching for some medical equipment, whether that has been anything has been registered or not. So I got this one. It has got a design number. There is a class, as I said, the design class, and the owner of this design is Sharda University in Noida, India. Date of design registration is mentioned, and there is a title, trolley for medical equipment. On your right, you can see. So just the similar way, you can go to the design journal, and you can search for any keyword that you, for example, here I was talking about luxury items. So I actually didn't search for luxury item in that journal, but you can go and you can search for it, whether there is anything registered under that and it has come out in the last journal or not. So these are some of the example of houseware or furniture. On your left, you can see some spoons for cooking, or yeah, for kitchen, using for kitchen tools like that. So you can see the appearance or the outer appearance of that article is very like, what do I say, unique, right? It's unique, but maybe it helps to hold the article, or I'm not sure because I have not used it, but it looks quite unique. So this kind of things you can apply for design registration. And on your right, again, I have taken some example from that journal that is published last. So here I got some 2 consecutive applications from China, HTL Furniture China. They have applied for these 2 chairs, sofa come chair maybe, or just chair. So these 2 are also design registered. Their class is different. You can see here the class was 1202 for medical devices. Here the class is 0601. So you can see, but both of these chairs are applied under the same types of classes. So it's evident, you can understand that there will be specific classes for that kind of thing. So these are furnitures. Furnitures are applied under that class. Then I have given some example of electrical appliances. Again, I have gone to that journal and I have searched for appliances, maybe electrical. I have searched for electrical. Yeah. So you can see the title is just iron. So the outer appearance of that iron they have registered. And on below, this is just an example of different types of electrical appliances that can be there, that can be registered under Industrial Design Act. So like that, this is about vehicle and architectures. On your left, you can see so many types of vehicles. So again, I have searched in that journal, searching for some vehicles. So this one has come up. This is like some small three-wheeler carrying vehicle. On the back, you can carry something. So the whole thing, the outer appearance of the vehicle, they have registered. This is the TVS Motor Company. This is a well-known company in India. So they have applied for this outer appearance of this vehicle. So vehicle and architecture also you can apply for it. These are some just some example of architectures. These are not any particular architecture. On your top right, you can see. So just the way I wanted to mention that all these things can be registered. Then textile design also. See, this was luxury items. This is textile design. So textile design will be basically 2D, two-dimensional. On top, on your left and right, you can see two different kinds of textile designs comprising of lines and colors and drawings and combinations, those things. So the whole thing can be applied for industrial design. And again, I have gone for, I have searched in the same journal looking for some textile, and this thing has come up. This is from Surat, Gujarat. The sari and blouse, all these things along with the sari and blouse as a set, they have applied for it. And the class is 0202. So here you can see the class was 12, 11, this is 705. So you can see the class is changing everywhere because this one is textile. So the design, it has been registered under 0202. So there can be several other examples like that. This is graphical user interface, the navigation system, GPS on your kept on your car, maybe the Google map also. So these things are navigation system, and these can also be applied for design, industrial design registration. So I hope I have given you pretty good number of examples of the articles that can be applied for design registration. So while coming to India, what are the acts that governs the uh, Industrial Design Act in India? So this is the slide for that. So on your right, you can see the Design Act. This is just an example of the cover page of the Design Act book from Universal. There can be several other, publisher. I'm just giving one example because I have that book. So the first Design Protection Act was there in India while the British people were here. That was in 1872, the Patents and Designs Protection Act. That used to be called like this. Then in 1888, the Inventions and Design Act. Then in 1911, Indian Patents and Design Act 1911. In that act, they combined the patents and design both. And while I was teaching the Patents Act, I had mentioned about this 1911 Act, I think. And after that 1911 Act, the Patent Act came in 1970. And in this case, for design, the Design Act came in 2000. So on your right also on that book, you can see the Design Act 2000. And the design rules came in 2001. So every time there is an act, the act comes into the picture, then they give some, they bring out some rules. Along with the act, you have to read along with the rules. So that rules came in 2001, and there were two more amendments in the rule. Amendment means when you modify the rules or you modify any legal article or legal document. Then it's not called just the edited version, it's called amended version. It's the amendment. So the amendment happened in 2008 and 2014 for the design rules. This is the definition of a design that is mentioned in section 2D of Design Act. In this book, if you open the book and go to section 2D, So there you can see the definition of design. They say that only the features of shape, configuration, pattern, ornament, or composition of lines or colors. So these things will be considered when you apply for design registration. These things when applied to any article, whether in 2D or 3D or in both forms. It can be 2D and 3D, mixture of 2D and 3D also. By any industrial process or means, whether manual or mechanical or chemical, separate or combined, which in the finished article appeal to and are judged solely by the eye. So as I said, the apple that brings out, that apple that is brought out to the naked eye of the consumer will be important for industrial design, not the functionality or the way it works, just the outer appearance. So the design does not include, please remember all these things are the definition of design. These are not my sentences. These are from the design definition that is there in the book. So it does not include any mode or principle of construction. It doesn't matter how it was made. It doesn't matter. How it looks, that only matters. And it does not include any trademark. Trademark is a different IP Act. It doesn't include that, or any artistic work that can be defined under Copyright Act 1957 in India. So any trademark or any copyrightable work will not be registered under industrial design. There are separate acts for that. So this is just the definition of industrial design, just the definition of design under section 2D of the Designs Act 2000 of India. This is the flow chart of design filing procedure in India. Basically, that is the same everywhere. However, I have not mentioned one thing in the slide, that in US they call it another patent. Design also they call it as a patent and they name it a design patent. But in India, we have separate legislation, separate act for design and for patent. So for patent act, we get some patent when we apply for some invention, and when we apply for some some aesthetic look of a product under design act, we get the design registration. It's not called design patent in India, but in the US, it is called design patent. So please don't be confused. In India, there is nothing called design patent. We have design separately. We have patent separately. So this is the flowchart of design filing procedure. So first of all, as expected, you file the application. I'm just reading out whatever is there on the screen. So then the application will be numbered and date, and then those people sitting at the patent office, they will examine your application. Please remember, in this case, the patent and the design office are the same. The head office is at Kolkata. So in the journal also, the patent journal also, the last part of the journal will be design journal. So those people sitting at the office, they will check, examine your application. If there is no objection, go to the right hand side. If there is no objection, you directly get the acceptance, and the notification in the official journal comes and they issue your design registration certificate. That is the easiest route. So there is no objection, nothing, you just get it immediately. However, if while examining the application at the patent office, if those people find something that is, there is some objection from patent office, so they will raise some objection and they will send you the communication of objection, and then you have to comply to the objection. So on your just beneath that, you can see if you comply to the objection, then again it can be accepted and officially notified, and then you get the issue. However, if you don't comply, it can be abandoned. So when you get again another route is that all these things are similar for all the IP application, all kinds of IP. So either you get objection or you get acceptance, or in case of objection, you can opt for hearing also, and somebody else can object also that. So these things can happen, and it's you can just go through it. It's not a big deal. So this thing will happen in case of every IP. What are not registerable? when designs are applied to the inner portion of the article that is not visible or noticeable in the finished article. So as I said, only the outer appearance of the article will be important. If something is there inside the article that is not visible to the naked eye, so there is no point of applying for design registration. Those kind of things are not registrable. Then principle or mode of construction of the article, building or structure, sole functional features, only functional features. There is no outer appearance. Or part of an article not sold separately, variation commonly used in trades, stamp, label, token, medal, trademark. These are generally not applicable for industrial design. If you just merely change the size, or if the design is contrary to public order or morality, or if it is scandalous, a computer chip and integrated circuit design, they have their own separate design acts. So that will be registrable under that design, not under industrial design. Then there is section 4 of the Design Act, which says the prohibition of registration of certain design. A design which is not new or original. Ragulu Ravi, you have raised a hand. I'm not sure it's by accident or you just wanted to ask something. So I can take your question after finishing all those things. You can please wait. So a design which is not new or original cannot get the design registration. Then if it has already been disclosed to the public anywhere in India or in any other country, by publication in tangible form or by use or in any other way prior to the filing date of this application or the priority date. So just like the patent application, here also the novelty or newness will be lost. And then if it is not significantly distinguishable from known designs. So as I said that iPhone, the outlook of iPhone and Galaxy, they are very different. So if you see they are absolutely similar, you cannot distinguish. So you cannot get that kind of design registration. Then the fourth one is very obvious. If it comprises of or contains subcandalous or obscene matter, in that case also it cannot be registered. So these are under section 4 of Design Act. Now, copyright on registration. Please don't get confused reading this term. This is just called copyright on registration, but it has nothing to do with the Copyright Act or copyrightable material. So when you get the design registration, basically you get copyright on registration, copyright on your design registration. Okay. So when a design is registered, the registered proprietor of the design shall, subject to the provision of the act. They always talk like that. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. On the legal, this book, they always talk like subject to the provision of the act, so that you don't disobey the act. They will have copyright in the design during 10 years from the date of registration. So when you file the registration, the copyright on the design will be valid for 10 years from that date. You can extend the right also for another 5 years. So for example, if you guys remember, for patent, it was 20 years from the date of filing of patent application, and it cannot be renewed after 20 years. For design, what they have done is that first you can get it for 10 years only, and then again you can pay within 10 years to extend for another 5 years. So your right will be extendable by 5 years on payment of fee, if the extension is requested before the expiry of 10 years. If you forget to register, if you forget to pay the fee for 5 more years of extension, then your design right will be over after the 10 years. You will not get the 5 more years. So it depends upon the factor whether there is still marketability of the product, the market is still liking the product, it's available on the product. In that case, you can still apply for 5 more years, otherwise you just let it go. Copyright in design means the exclusive article in the class in which the design is registered. I have already told you about the classes. So how a registered design can be cancelled? When I was teaching patent, somebody was asking me, if you get a patent, can the patent be cancelled? So in that case, we call that as revocation, opposition. Those terminologies are there in under Patent Act. In design, we call it cancellation of registration. So any person interested may file petition for cancellation of registration of design to the Controller General of Patent, that will be at any time after the registration with the prescribed fee and form on the following grounds. So these are the grounds on which you can apply for what happened to my slides? Is my slide visible? Somebody started to share something. Guys, please don't share anything because my slides are going away in that case. Okay, so so these are the grounds on which you can apply for cancellation of the registration. So if you know anybody who has filed a design registration and who has got the design registered, and you think any of these points are valid in that case, so you can file cancellation for that design registration. So these are the points previously registered in India. So maybe something was previously already registered in India, and somebody has again applied, and somehow the patent office missed it, and they have again given the registration. So in that case, you can cancel it. And then if it is published in India or other countries prior to the date of registration, if it is not new or original design, and if it is not a registrable design under this act, and lastly, if it is not a design under section 2D of this act. Okay, so these are the things. Section 2D, if you remember, I have already showed section 2D. This is section 2D. So this is slide number 14, and on slide number 19, you can see the last one, not a design under section 2D of this act. So those are the points mentioned on slides 14. If that any of those things are not satisfied, so it cannot be registered. So if it has been registered, if the patent office has given the registration, so you can file on these grounds only. Then piracy of registered design. During the existence of the copyright in any design, as I just told you, when your design get registered, you get the copyright in any design. So it shall not be lawful for any person who does not have that right, or without the license or written consent of the registered proprietor, to apply or cause to be applied the design or any fraudulent or obvious imitation thereof. Basically, you cannot imitate the thing that has already been registered as under the Design Act to any article in any class in which the design is registered for the purpose of sale. So how do I say it? Just the way I was talking about iPhone. So if you bring out another mobile product that looks exactly like iPhone, everything is just an imitation of the iPhone, and you are selling it, and you are getting commercial benefit out of it. So that will be called as piracy of the registered design. Secondly, to import such article for the purpose of sale. So whenever there is a purpose of sale, when you are getting some money out of it, that will come under piracy. To publish, expose, cause to be published or exposed for sale that article. In these cases, that will be called as piracy of registered design. So in that case, there is some legal procedure. For the piracy, there can be raised loss. That means a case. So in case of contravention of any of this above mentioned thing by any person, that guy will be liable to pay a sum within 25,000, some not exceeding 25,000 registered proprietor, subject to a maximum 50,000. So this is for just for one design. So if you are doing it for several design, this will be multiplied by those many numbers. So be very careful about it. I hope you guys are not doing any such thing, but this is just for your information that you can be brought to court, and you will be liable to pay all these amounts. Okay, so this one was the IP India website. You can see on the top just ipindia.gov.in. You can go to this website. This is our intellectual property website of India. There I have just gone. You just need to put your mouse on top of design. So these things will come down. Checklist for design application. You can see what are the documents that are needed when you apply for design application. There will be certain forms. You cannot just write it on plain paper and apply for design. There will be certain form. You need to fill up those forms and apply. Then publications, some frequently asked question will be there, manual is there, you can go through the act also, the Design Act is there, the rules are there, some facilitators are there defined by the Government of India for design. That might not be important for you guys. So you can this website and get a lot of information about all the IPs you need. Patents are there, designs, trademarks, GI, and everything is there. On the right, I have just shown the journal. I have just circled it. Might not be a circle. I have just pointed it out, the journal. So I was showing you something, if you guys remember, like this one, I was showing you the, the sari and the blouse here. So this thing I have taken from the journal, Indian Patent Office journal. The last page will be design journal. So these are the journals. That's how I went to these pages. So if you guys are interested, you can go to this website and click on the journal. There you can see patent, trademark, geographical indication. Click on patent. Under the patent, you can see the design journal. So you can open those journals and you can see what are those classes. You can search for any keyword and you can understand what are the things that are being registered under the Design Act in India. So this is an important website if you guys are if you guys are interested. So to remember in these things, today's class, first of all, as a general rule, in order to be protected under the Design Act, the design must be new or original. Just the way I said when I was teaching Patent Act, you need novelty, then inventive step, then industrial applicability. Here for design, you need it to be new and original. What constitutes novelty? Novelty means new, or originality that may differ from country to country. For India, new and original is defined under the Design Act. If you guys are interested, you can go through it. Then as a general rule and in accordance with the Paris Convention, I hope you guys remember Paris Convention. It was there when I was teaching Patent Act. Industrial design protection is territorial. That means I already told about Patent Act. When you file for a patent in any country, that will be valid in that country only. When you get the grant, the patent will be valid in that country only. So when you apply for a patent in India and get the grant in India, you cannot enforce your patent in US because you didn't file in the US. So these rights, this kind of nature, this nature is called territorial right. That is limited to that territory only. So design is also the same. Industrial design right will be limited to the country where it is applied and where it is granted. Okay, just like patent. Then in case of patent, I told you that there are some international route if you wanna go for other countries application. If you wanna apply for international application other country, so PCT was a route there under Patent Act. So and another was there, Paris Convention route was there. So, there will be some agreement. I don't remember I took the trademark class or not, maybe not. I will take next. So for trademark also, like there will be some agreement that is called Madrid Agreement. For design, that is called Hague Agreement. So these agreements will be there between multiple countries from where you can take the design registration and choose multiple countries to apply for your design registration. But if you are applying just in India, you don't have to worry about all these things. Just apply in Indian Patent Office website. So that's all for today's class. And if you have any question, I am right here. If anybody has any question, I am right here. If I copy the color, then I get copyright. I'm not sure about the question. If you copy the color of what? I said that for design registration, the outer appearance of the product will be important. So for example, if I have this is it visible? This is something, it's, I don't know, made of what? Some earring. Just the outer appearance of that thing will be, you can apply for design registration. But if you copy the color, that doesn't matter, right? If you copy the color, where you will copy? Bhaskar, your name was Bhaskar, right? I'm not sure about your question, but if you just copy the color, it doesn't matter at all. design will be considered as the whole outer layer of the design. I have showed you example of, the full one small car, one textile design, one bike, the whole thing, the whole design will be applicable, not just the colors, lines, colors, line, everything are just the okay, I'll be sharing this again. I will just show you that here I told you about this. My slides are visible, right? So I told you about this three-wheeler carrying vehicle. So the whole thing, the whole 3D thing, they have applied for design registration, not any color. So the whole outer appearance will be important in case of design. If you copy the color, it's not a problem. Okay, so what else? Okay, you understood. Okay, everybody is saying thanks, madam. That means you guys don't have any question. But still, since there some time is left, so I'll be here. If anything is there, please let me know. After that, I can stop this presentation. While registration, we have to pay money. Yes, of course. If you ask me the amount of money, right now I don't remember. In India, it's either 1,000 rupees or 2,000, 3,000. I really don't remember at this time. But yes, definitely you have to apply. You have to pay money. And as I said that it is valid for 10 years, and after that, again 5 more years you can renew it. So within 10 years you have to file for that. For that also you have to pay extra fee, right? So money is always needed. Nothing is free, right? Thank you. Anything else? Unable to give your attendance. It's asking for some sign in help. If there is any question, I can take it. Hi, madam. Bye, madam. I don't know what to do. Attendance link was posted, I guess. To pay money for what? When you file for the design application. For example, when you are filing the patent application, you have to file, if you are a single person, you have to file 16,000 rupees. Just similarly, design, it might be 1,000 or 3,000. I don't remember right now. So you have to pay that amount when you are filing for the application. Okay, there is a big question. There will be a design already. Okay, for Damodar, how do they check the design is new or not? There are websites for that. There are sites for that. They can check the whole design. Actually, you can just like an image. So you can upload it and you can check. You can rotate the image in all the possible rotation, and you can check whether there is anything available just like that or not. So you can check it. The examiner sitting at the patent office, they will do that. And there will be a design already existed, another one come with the same design, but it obeyed by the government after entering into products into purchase. Okay, this is a big question. There will be a design already existed. So one design already exists, another one came up with the same design, but it obeyed by the government after entering into products into purchase. Which one gets more impact? Which is the action? Okay, so I guess you are trying to say that one design is already registered, another guy is not sure about it, and he brought out the exact same design into the market and the exact similar kind of thing. So, for example, if you are doing it completely separately, you have done something related to one mobile and another same exactly same similar pattern has come up on one cloth. So, it's completely different classes. You guys are still safe. But I guess here you are trying to say that exact same thing another person has brought and that guy didn't know about, something has been registered. So in this case, the person who has got the design registered, this guy can sue this guy for not knowing it, for sorry, for imitating the product. Do you understand? So it's always useful when you bring out some product, just check for it, check for whether you are infringing anybody's product, whether infringing anybody's design. You have to check for it, otherwise anybody can come on to you and say that it has already been registered over there and you are imitating it. So, but still you can say things like that if something has been registered in the US and not in India, and if you are selling it in India, you are still safe because that these rights are territorial. But it's always better not to do things like that. So, if it's always advisable to check for it and then come. That's why IP is very important. That's why everybody needs to IP, and that's why we are giving all these classes to you so that you come to know about it. And this kind of questions come in front of us. Okay, the next one. Okay, you're welcome. Uh, Anything else? So for patent, how to register a complaint? Opposition. You have to file for the cancellation of the design registration. There was one slide I showed you how to cancel on the registration. So wait, you want me to share it again? Wait, cancellation of registration was there. This one. Somebody else is sharing and I'm not able to share it. So the slide, I will share the slide with all of you so you don't bother about it. There was one slide, cancellation of register. There are few grounds on which you can cancel the design registration. So there is another, you have to pay the fee, you have to be the interested party. Somehow you have to show that uh, you know you have been harmed by that guy bringing the industrial design into the market. You have to show things like that. So in that case, you can cancel it. You can cancel it, you can apply for cancellation, then the patent office or if you are bringing it after a long time, if you are bringing it in the court will decide whether you will win or that guy will win. So they will decide it. Okay, anything else? So please remember about IPs. Patent is for invention about how the product works. Industrial design is just for the outer appearance of the product. For example, this is a bottle, just the way it is made, maybe this or this, this is black, or the way it is made, or these things, just the outer look will be industrial design, not functionality. It doesn't show whether it is able to keep the content warm or cool. It doesn't matter. Only the outer appearance of those things will be under industrial design. So anything you see on around you, just anything, it can be applied under industrial design provided it is new and original. Okay, anything else? So I hope that's all. Okay, so I hope that's all for today. So thank you for joining me. I guess the next class will be on trademark. I have to check the schedule. And thank you then. Thanks all and bye-bye.